Hello, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. My name's newtmechanist, and today we're going to be continuing our second playthrough of Look Outside. Nice little existential dread, kind of eldritch horror style game. I much enjoy it. Let's check in with kitties real quick. We do have all of them visible right now. All six. We have Sammy on the heating pad over on the shelf. We have Ember next to the little tan steps across from the keyboard. Sky and Molly are up on the cat tree. And Sherbet and Mason are on the bed. Got all of them. And feeds are not all connected, but hello, Monkey, over on YouTube, as well as Tass. Let's make sure this doodad is connected properly. Is connected. It's not doing the thing. Unfortunate. Let's give it a kick. Sorry. Potential technical difficulties fixing something. As is tradition. Let's switch on over here while I do that. I like the music in this thing. That's right, Tass. Proper stream. Loading. Let's see if it works this time. Anywho. We can see our protagonist is missing their arm. This time, instead of feeding the baby rat monster to the hungry wall in order to progress, we offered it our arm, which it took horribly. Now, what were we doing, though? So Rat Friend went from being a horrible, smelly rat mutant to seemingly having the intellectual capacity of a toddler already after less than like a day. So I figure that thing's either going to become an ally or eat our face. Either way should be neat. We've also moved the plant into the mutating light of the of whatever it is outside that is causing all of this mayhem, and it's growing rapidly. So I'm kind of hoping for an Audrey 2 kind of scenario. We'll see how that goes. So this time Harriet showed up before Sophie did. One of the reasons that I think we might get an Audrey 2, well, we've already had to feed the rat blood to keep it from being too hungry. It will eat regular food, but sometimes it will look hungry, or at least once. It's looked hungry until we gave it some of our blood. Oh no, this is floor 1. I don't want to be on floor 1. Ground floor. Already dealt with the laundromat. We have the fountain pen, but we don't have the stationery. But he's reasonably okay. Should get the bus crash in a moment. Okay, we're going to try to fight some of the stuff that comes out of the bus here. Specifically that hand monster there. Can't. You feel an urge to run away. Monty's masterpiece. We've never gotten that. So the last time we played, we fled when this thing appeared. The hand monsters seem to spread throughout the ground floor, and they ultimately lead to the mutation/death of the landlord. And my thought was, can we wipe them out early by taking on the big one that seems to appear? Monty hasn't learned his full set of abilities yet. .40 blast, though. Crawling hand, you can't get out. Oh, he hit hard. Is vulnerable to whatever that was. Slashing damage. Piercing. Keep throwing table knives. Okay, Papineau is marked, stunned, and targeted. We can protect him a little bit. I don't want to risk having anybody go down here. This thing hits really hard. I'm gonna have him try to make another battle brew. I don't recall if he has his acid breath move yet. You stay with me. Oof! He squished him. Well, now we know that happens. Is it vulnerable to blasting damage? It is not. Oh, let's just keep throwing table forks then and similar, or table knives. Is it even vulnerable to chemical damage? Molotov? Again, our goal here is to see if killing the hand monster after it came out of the bus will actually make it so that we don't face as many of them, or it doesn't get the landlord. I anticipate that it won't protect the landlord, but it's worth a try. He is no longer stunned. We're gonna try to have him guard. Keep throwing table knives. Okay, we got it. A lot of them down there. Hey there, RC. Welcome, welcome. We're trying to fight some giant hand monsters before they spread, to see if we can stop them. Okay, then... The answer seems to be no. Game I'm making is going along. We've taken a little break. In the background, I'm testing a couple of things. I'm trying a different rendering method because I want to have some more options there. And considering different ways to do some sprites. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, well, we can't approach the ones near the exit there. Here's Jasper, the head of the astronomers. He's looking for, as he says, 4 depictions of the visitor. The thing that's causing all this mayhem. We know of a picture we can create of it. We know of a painting of it. He mentions that there are 4. I don't know what the other 2 are. Edwin lives in apartment 31. That's the apartment on our floor. We know that Edwin has mutated into this creature that has the ability to hide in the light. We have key to his telescope room. This door is 29. And with only Earth and Mars and... Yeah, with only Earth and Mars, there isn't a lot we can do there. I wonder how those cockroaches end up being a mechanic, other than just being annoying. Hand corpse moved. The hand corpses seem to be able to move independently. All right, there's our stationary. We'll be able to bring that to the thing in the pipe. I'm going to lower the game volume a little bit there. So there's a sun disk. I don't know how that plays. Most of the other disk puzzles have been related to number of moons. Planet Saturn, which might be a get the number of moons of Saturn using 5 other disks. So let's take the stationary to the pipe creature, get the note, and this time we're going to try to get Nestor. We're going to try to convince Nestor to go see it. So I think we go to the second floor, and we can cross over through the photographer's room. You're a new thing. What are you? Uses fear. We've never really encountered what the fear effect does fully. It showed up early on. The observers and similar that the character encounters early on seem to inflict fear as they approach. But we haven't really seen a lot of it since then. It's something hanging. Wasn't anything special about that eyeball creature in the first playthrough. And in stationary. Here you go. So the implication is that after having been exposed to the light, Rafta here found themselves in a tunnel, and it kept narrowing as they climbed deeper and deeper, kept narrowing and compressing them. And we can see the pipe is all gunky on the outside, and there's, red fluid dripping out. We get the impression that Rafta has slowly compressed themselves all the way towards the end of the pipe. And they're kind of worried that when they exit, they'll be all smashed up. They've asked us to get them pen and paper to write a note to somebody who they encountered before us. And we know that note is essentially a, hey, I kind of like you. The person that we give it to initially reacts negatively. We're going to try to press them to go see Rafta this time. A love letter stained with greasy fluid. Not fighting if you don't have to is still a good idea. Go back down to the ground floor. When we hit a day from now, we should have the hand monsters spreading. That's right, Tess. We'll see if fighting that big one mattered. Floor 3, how are you doing? I'm Nestor. I think we've met before. I wanted to do some laundry, but there's some kind of monster in the laundromat. Here's a love letter. This is from the thing in the pipe? I don't know what to think about that. Whatever is in there can't be human, not anymore. Give her a chance. You sure it's safe? Absolutely. I'll go talk to it. I mean, whatever is in there seems really, friendly. I believe last time, I think we may have used the herbicide on that door. I know, right? She seemed real friendly. Through all that trouble to write a letter. So how'd it go? I don't see anything in there. Oh, he's looking into the tube. I don't understand. It's in my eye. Get it out. Oh. Yeah, it's totally okay. He'll be fine. I'm pulling, but it's in there. I can feel it rooting around in my brain. What do I do? What do I do? I don't think you should keep doing that, though. That doesn't seem like a good idea. What do I do? Wow, some real, The Thing vibes, you know? I'm gonna guard for a round and see how it acts. Okay, the worm head fled. Hey there, Clover. Welcome. For those that aren't familiar, we are playing a game called Look Outside. It is a eldritch horror, existential dread kind of game. Where something happens outside and anybody that sees the light or looks outside starts to mutate. Things get weirder from there. It is, we need to survive for 15 days. Or potentially trigger other events. Clever, the game is coming along. We're going to be working on... Well, in the background, I haven't done some streams lately. We're taking a brief hiatus as far as the code streams go. But I'm testing something in the background as an alternate for rendering. if it looks like it's going to work, I'll probably do a stream of it. Get it finalized, tune it, show it off, that kind of thing. Clover, yes. I have a series of streams that I had been doing and will be doing again, where we are writing a game in Godot. Okay, we're going to do another round of guarding to see... The pieces fled. The head ran upstairs. What remains of Nestor doesn't seem to be paying you any attention. Should you follow the other parts that fled? Neat. Game design class. It is. Would never have looked into the pipe without your encouragement. What happens next is all thanks to you. Never felt more alive. I can't thank you enough. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Here, he dropped his gun. Keep it. It's a gift. It's thanks for making me a new man. I think I have a store to run. That's gonna be fun. Where your other parts are? I can feel them. My leg found a friend in the men's room. My arm made a little nest in the air ducts and laid some eggs. My torso's where you left it, rooted in place and growing. The rest of me is all over the place. I've really unleashed my inner explorer. If it's in the air ducts, I wonder if it's going to reach the group of survivors in the basement. Take his stuff. Can I light the store on fire? No, idiot. Robbing me? Bad idea. Weird music, like it's distorted versions of the shop sounds. This isn't gonna end well for you. This is remarkably, shoddy for some of the sprite work that they normally do. Very flat. Music turned back after he died. That's a nice touch. Can I just take everything now? Shopkeeper is dead. You can just take it. Now, we're going to miss out on some of the later stuff as a result of this. I mean, we've kind of unleashed death upon the place. I think the men's room, the thing that it was mentioning, was probably the guy in the stall. It's like a coughing guy in the stall. One thing I'm doing, just like with the first playthrough, I'm not going to reload just because a choice doesn't go the way I want it to. Or that I don't like the way a choice turned out. We're using the ability to save just to make it so that we don't get mauled by RNG. Which is relatively common. Since it's hard to run in the first 2 turns of combat, big nasty monsters have a habit of getting a couple of really bad swings against you. With that in mind, we're going to go fight the torso. Since our character only has one hand, they cannot equip some weapons. Yeah, we haven't used it so far. If I look back at where I would have used it, we would have used it for the plant room the first time. Alright, it's weak to range damage. Hey there, Demon Slayer. Welcome. We're continuing our look outside playthrough. It's piercing damage. Zarya can keep shooting because as long as Montgomery is alive and we don't have to do it too often, like we don't use up all of our ammo, he makes new paintballs for her each morning. Can I take off the AI? I mean, that's what you're looking at. The fourth wall remains in place. Found a simple key. Oh, you have any duct tape? Okay, we'll equip him with something else for now. This was in the ventilation. I don't know. Not. So essentially, we've got to keep our eyes out for, haha, like that guy. We've got to keep our eyes out for anything that might be him. Actually, I want to use the pesticide on that. It'll probably tick this guy off to do it, though. And it will cut off making the photo, but I don't mind that, actually. Okay. Men's room. So we want to cover as much ground as we can. Because time will pass. Right. Decided, like, one of our goals this run was to not kill the rat baby. We already checked this. Okay, yeah, we got a small key, but a small key isn't anything useful. Henderson has that. It won't be until the next day that the landlord's office is unlocked. That happens after the hand monsters get in. For Henderson, we're going to focus fire on the rightmost hand monster as soon as we get in there. Okay, can we get towards ventilation? We killed the main body. We killed the head. First floor. First floor is a hassle. Gonna check everywhere else before the first floor. It's our Hydra friend. Did you stop growing? I haven't felt any new heads budding in a little while. I'm afraid that going outside would give me another growth spurt, though. Thanks for saving me. How you doing? A lot better. I'm still getting used to what I've become. It's a process. You can attack pretty much anyone. Like, it allows you to murder Hobo all you want. Another aspect of RNG in the game is it's the taxidermy thing. Tooth room, I think. I think we opened that door with the herbicide last time. Right. It's primarily the who shows up at your door. The what you encounter at what time, like what happens each day, so far has been relatively fixed. I don't want to try to fight the thing in the bathroom there. It just hits super hard. doing? We're saving that duct tape. A little bit of liquid courage there. So it's there is. You might not be able to hear it, but we can hear stuff moving around. Especially through doorways. We'll solve it right there. You turn off the light and you can engage it right away. You find little notes and whatnot laying around that it will eventually mention that when it's dark, I'm sorry, it's invisible in the light. And our weird neighbor creature that looks through the holes in the wall mentions that they heard something, but they saw nothing through the peephole. I'm gonna use the pistol on the Stargazer a bit. As is classic in this type of game, a ranged weapons ammo consumption is the big risk of it, because you don't have that, like, it's not like you have infinite bullets. Okay, panicking means you can't use any abilities. Okay, let's use a tonic on him. Melee attacks did no damage. There's the Stargazer down. Corpse goes away. Now watch the room. Place is different in the dark. Every night makes new eyes, and each new eye is a world to see. We do see thematic mutation, or at least kind of proximity reliant mutation. This guy saw the thing through the telescope, and he became the Stargazer, which was a mass of telescopes. The photographer seems to have seen it, likely took pictures of it. And in addition to having like insectoid legs, it seems like its camera might be part of it. Yeah, light gives funny feeling now, like I'm not there when it's bright. No more headaches, just gone. Mouth and ears gone. No more real hands. Can barely hold pencil. Just eyes and legs move and see. Hello, Sherbet. Some back scratches while he's crossing over my headrest. Neighbor was at the door checking on me. Door was open. I move to him, but he see nothing. I see nothing either. Too bright. I turn off the light and we look each other. Rest of the notes are torn off. Well, we got a key, so... Money and a gold locket. There's our Pluto disk. Hey there, Frosty. It's going well. We're trying our second playthrough here. Is that our second bit of herbicide? I think we got 2 pieces of herbicide before 2 units of herbicide. How about you folks? How you doing? How long have I been playing this? We've been going for about 45 minutes today. Where is it? Herbicide. Oh, we have 2 herbicides. Nice. When I saw him, I knew he had to die. Not ugly. Ugly is not the right word. Beautiful but wrong. I tried to tell him why I was crushing him, but mouth is telescope lens. If he saw what he was, he understand. He just don't know, not his fault. The next one was looking for him. He was also all wrong. Grabbed him and made him dead too. I think everyone all like that. Makes me sick and sad. There was a visual novel, Song of Saya, that if you set aside the common anime, any anime with a romance subplot, and the problems with it when there are visuals, one of the gimmicks was that the main character had some sort of mental disorder that essentially made anything that we would consider normal look kind of like the monsters in this game. Terrible abominations. Food would be disgusting garbage, that kind of thing. And it ends up that he encounters a creature that looks like, cute anime girl. And ultimately that his perception of things that now that you see that he has a perception of things that are monsters, something that isn't, calls into question what's going on. But additionally, he found stuff that was like delicious food. And the whole plot revolves around that. It's kind of the vibe I get with this telescope guy is after looking at, often looking at the light, now he sees things that are like, oh, it's a terrible monster. Well, what's he actually seeing? Turn off the light and I take you with me. So this is our indication that with the light off, we would see something different. Is this game fun? Beryl, Jasper. Vincent is the guy in the party room. The projector, now that we've got the blank disc, we would be able to use that disc and the photo paper to make a image of the thing outside. So Lambert has planet slides. Interesting. And then Lyle in 21 has a zoom lens. That's the photographer. I'm not going to make the picture. We're going to keep that. Some vinegar, some eye drops, declogger, soap. Man, got a haul. If you're referring to this game is good. This is the kind of horror I like. Even though it's got a scarcity-driven resource model, the implementation of it and the themes of it override that for me. Yeah, they mentioned that it's highly flammable a couple of times. Other types of game, kind of a variety. I've tried a lot of different things. Casual games, some types of puzzle game. Anything that's like real creepy. I like creepy. It had like a vocal call out there. Something walk. Okay, main character is confused. And shadow creatures. They be making sounds. All right, we're tapped on time as far as new rooms. Big slug of XP. How you doing, rat friend? Playing with its blankets. Spend your time talking with Rat. Let me see your war face. Rat snarls at Monty. Its tiny squeaks are more cute than menacing. No, come on, make it scarier. Show some teeth like this. The rat baby growls again. It yips aggressively at the end, though it sounds more like the giggle of a baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm wondering, additionally, if this is another implication. Is it that the thing will behave differently based on who it interacts with? Play with the rat. Watch this. Pulls out a lighter and flicks a flame. He hovers it above Rat, who watches curiously as the flame dances. Pretty cool, right? Rat cautiously creeps closer to the flame until its little nose just barely grazes it. It squeaks in pain and scurries off. Guess it learned a lesson. Soothe the rat. Zarya makes a rare appearance to take some dirty dishes to the kitchen. Curious, Rat skitters a little too close as she walks by, and her heel accidentally stomps his tail. Borat screeches as Zarya trips, dropping all her dirty dishes. They shatter on the ground beneath her. And she is angry at Rat. Oh, and she kicked the rat. Well, they're gonna go pretty soon. I know, right? Zarya and Montgomery rapidly moving down the list of people that we're going to keep around. Rat hisses and bares its fangs as Zarya walks by, its back arched aggressively as if it's about to pounce. What do you want, you little freak? Chitters aggressively at her, inches closer, its claws skittering against the bare wood of the floor. Its hind legs tense up as it prepares to leap. Leave me alone, you creep. God, I'm going back in my room. Rat visibly deflates as Zarya storms off. Its little body quakes as the exhilaration of their confrontation fades. It looks like it was more scared than she was. Yeah, the presence of different people influences it. Talk with the rat. Clean the rat. Okay. I always try to talk to the plant before I water it, so that I can use that as an indication as to whether I've watered it or not. We are at what? 10 o'clock, wow. Make anything useful? Thanks for the follow over there on Twitch, Ivy. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Do you like how it turned out? Vinegar with what? Hey, Flaska acid is useful. I can make some Molotovs with whiskey if I have... Yeah, but I don't have any cloth to mix it with. Okay, vinegar with cleaner. Oh, cool. Herbicide. Useful. We have way more herbicide than we had last time. Okay, we would make explosives from gas in the cleaner. Cleaner, and this should make like a gas bomb, I think. Gas or acid, I can't remember which it was. Gas. Yeah. Don't mix different cleaning chemicals, folks. Frosty, I'm generally good as far as streamer resources go, backgrounds, emotes, all of that stuff. If you'd like to share images and similar on that are not for the purposes of like stream overlay, you can do so through the Discord, but otherwise it's not something that I'm looking for. want to waste the herbicide. That's a pathway opening thing. Gas bombs are more crowd control than anything else. I think that's all we can make for now. How you doing, Sybil? Anything interesting since we last spoke? That's what that huge crash was. A bus rammed through the front door. Of course I heard it. I imagine the whole city block did. Glad you're okay. Jasper? So Sybil is one of the members of the astronomers. We've had her name mentioned, and she was also in the list of names in the telescope kind of lend-lease there. So Sybil somewhat recognizes the name Jasper. Think I know that name? I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't remember. His body parts detached and ran all over the building? I'm going to be sick. What was in that pipe? And that's a whole new thing. Nesters spreading through the building is a new thing. Invisible thing I heard outside my door, it's absolutely a real thing. From what you're saying, it doesn't sound like a mindless beast. Get out there and clean up the place? What's on your mind? How you doing? You can't clean on an empty stomach. What do you say to have a snack? How long have you fought chaos? This isn't a story that begins with one man. It goes back generations to Papanos long gone. I follow where they led. I unclogged the toilets of injustice and strife, just as my father and his father and his father did. And maybe someday in the future, a new Papano will follow my trail. Generations of janitors seem to have an ideology. It's not enough that we build. Civilizations will always build. No, we must maintain. Strive against the eternal force of entropy. That is what the custodial arts are. They're the brave few who dare to fight the malignance of broken toilets and dirty floors. That is what I live for, and perhaps I'll die for. So Helen is another character that can join us, and she looks like Jason Voorhees. Hockey mask, big, like, butcher's knife. Helen is a gardener. All of her special moves are very much serial killer vibe moves. And she and Papano don't get along. And it's ideologically don't get along. She thinks that he is misguided. And it's not really clear where the antagonism originates. They do seem to know each other. Alright, what do we got? Pizza bites. How can you live like this? Even in my darkest depression, I never allowed my home to fall into such a state. The sink filled with dishes, grime in the toilet, dirty floors, dust beneath the couch. Truly disturbed. It's kind of happened. I don't want any excuses. The state of one's home reflects the state of one's mind. I cannot allow any deputy of mine to live as such. Come, we have work to do. He makes you scrub the floors for a while. Strangely, you feel great. Bus that crashed in the apartment's foyer. Creatures that spilled out and crawled over the building. They're everywhere now. These creatures were once people. Shower for about half an hour. I just brushed my teeth. So Zarya and Monty take over our room when they join. And we don't get as good sleep on the couch. Use up extra toothpaste here. You don't want to stink in any way. The creatures will locate you from further away. It looks hungry. Oh, my rat compatriot, since I have no say in who comes and goes from this house, we will simply have to find a way to live with each other. Baby rat looks up at Papineau curiously. It cocks its head. You're not sure if that means it understands or if it just finds him interesting. To that end, I propose a truce. You will not dirty up the house, and I will not interfere with your ratly business. The rat chitters at him and plops down on the ground. The burly janitor cannot hide his sneer. I accept your terms, rodent. It is a deal. Ah. That's it. I've had enough. Papineau angrily storms over to Rat and picks it up and marches over to the sink. It squeaks and wriggles in his arms. You smell like something I cannot mention in polite society. Runs the water over the rat baby's fur. It shrieks and howls as he pours liquid soap over its back. Oh, my friend, no getting away this time. You're coming out of this smelling like a fresh bouquet of roses. Give Rat some of your blood. Still looks hungry. Do you like pizza bites, Rat? Knock at the door. Oof. Is this the gift from the creepy thing? Pick up a cleaver. I think that's a gift from the creepy thing. Well, the particular creepy thing. The white masked, weirdly black-robed thing. Hello there, Bubbly. Welcome. Papineau lovingly holds his mop, admiring it like a proud parent. He reverently strokes the handle as he turns towards you. If I told you about my blade, my Joyeuse. Joyeuse is what he calls his mop. It is actually a mop weapon. It's just really good. See, this is more than just a mop. It's my weapon in the war against entropy, chaos, and darkness. was given to me by my father, and to him by his father, and so on, all the way back to Charlemagne. And so it falls to me to wield this mop against the darkness, as so many in my line have. How's our health doing? Just checking. Makes funny faces at you. It looks hungry. Non-trivial amount of... Okay, he's not hungry anymore. Non-trivial amount of health to bleed for the rat. Play with the rat. Soothe the rat. I wonder how much of it is influenced by what you do. We're going to keep doing this. Normally, after a bit, it falls asleep. There we go. Going to preemptively use a bandage here. Oh, plant friend is growing good. Hey, plant, you're looking a bit odd. What's up? Maybe the light from outside is doing that. Oh, it's fine. Maybe whatever is going on here with you is better than wilting away in the dark. I'll leave you to drink the weird light. Believe in you, plant. Process the weird light. Eat it up. You can do it. Water the plant. It doesn't look good, but I mean, I've been watering it each day, I think. What are you doing today? I can't sleep anymore. My dreams are so strange, so frightening. Swirling colors that devour me. I fall into a never-ending pit. Never-ending pit of color. I feel like something is looking at me, poking me. There are men there, too. I can't tell who they are, but they look so familiar. I don't know, it's just a dream, but I don't want to sleep. Oh, hello, weird friend. Oh, it's here. Did it follow you home? Low rumbling gurgle comes from the eerie figure. Glides backwards, leaving something behind on the floor. So again, this seems to be a glitch. The box says foe, F-O-E. That feels like a that looks to me like a placeholder sprite. Like what they would have used as a stand-in for an enemy sprite. Big pile of money. Okay, well, we've got 3 herbicides, so let's start here. Ah, okay, the cold room. We're gonna try to push right to the end there. All right. Yeah, he's learned his special moves now. Acid Spit, especially, is very powerful. Fire Belch as well, but he needs to have essentially ammo for it, which should be Monty Specials. Which it costs him it costs him stamina to use them, and it costs him stamina to make them. Far away. There we go. Oh, I just noticed it kind of collapsed into snow or whatnot. Beef, chicken, pork, and a can of beans. Cloth. Cloth is handy. Alright. We're gonna... Like, I won't mind getting that, but we're not gonna spend the salt for that just yet. Oh, thank you, Astral. I appreciate it. If you're not familiar, we're playing Look Outside. Kind of eldritch horror, dread horror kind of thing. You get some parody aspects, but generally I would say body horror is a big element of that. Aspects of the people in their behavior gets exaggerated, let alone what happens when the mutants encounter other people and how they might corrupt or consume them. So in this case, all these people are. The room is very cold and has now become frozen, and they are all kind of merged with ice and like winter clothing. So these little things are called toques, and the big one there is a balaclava. We are taking a lot of extra damage with this, but we do have a lot of bandages, so that will help. Okay, we have some thawing salt there. Going through this way would cost us 2 and would get us to that salt with some extra medicine. Going through this way would get us to whatever those cards are, but it would cost us a whole lot of extra salt. Let's loot. That'll cost us 2 to even get in there. We can't get to it if we go this way. We have to go the other way to get that salt. Is a scarf. Okay, bludgeoning doesn't do a lot against these. Piercing is fine. Visually, some of them have kind of a cute look like Pokemon. I will warn you, these are the really cute ones. There are some that are strange, and there are some that are really gory. We had a guy just earlier in this stream where a toothy worm crawled in through his pupil, got into his head, and he tore apart into different pieces, which we are hunting right now. We're trying to find them, especially one that the guy said was in the ductwork laying eggs. We may have convinced him to go to a place where this would happen to him. Unintentionally. Oh, that's a big attack. We are going to use a turn on that. I don't really want Monty's masterpieces. Alright, that creature took some killing. We do have a lot of bandages, though, so that's good. Bandages are out of combat only, heal bleeding, and do percentage healing. Food tends to do absolute healing. Don't see... So we see like an NES, a hammer, a tonic. But otherwise, I don't see a lot of benefit going there. We have 4 units of salt. So I think we're going to try to go in through here. First aid kit, out of combat resurrect. Game Kid color. Don't know that we're going to be able to get to those items there. We're going to go all out against this thing and try to clear it. The presence of battle music or not is specific to the encounter in the area. This area is really quiet. There isn't background music. There isn't battle music. I'm going to blow... This creature is called a pom-pom. Okay, we've got it on fire. It's going to lose a turn to stun. It is. Let's see. You've got like puffer jacket sleeves on some of the limbs. We have mittens and boots at the end of them. This does look a bit like the hand monsters, actually. It's got a long scarf, but if you look, the scarf also could potentially be coming from its mouth at the top. It's almost got like a tongue-like vibe. There's also like the orange ribbiting, which could be another scarf. It could be organs. Same with the green there. There's a lot of like, it's definitely winter clothes imagery, but there's also a vibe of the organic to some of it. Montgomery is back in the fight. We'll use skewer there. That was really good timing because it just froze the 3 heavier fighters. A lot of healing that we've spent to do this area, though. We have... Oh, I thought we had salt left. Yep, judge that wrong. Do I have any snacks we could use? Keep your stamina up because of his special move there. Don't want to use a cheese wedge on Zarya. Her max health isn't very high. Now we're going to keep this wrapped gift around. We opened it last time. When you get money, you get bills and coins. There's nowhere to make change so far. So the guy in the front is, us. That's our POV character. Montgomery and Zarya are, like, based on their classes, you can see punk and goth. All of the other characters except Papineau and the rat so far have shown up at our door. Those two show up with Montgomery having been injured. You can see the right side of his face there. And they ask for a place to stay. Papineau we find in the men's room. He is the janitor, one of the janitors for the building. In the last playthrough, we encountered a kid from the second floor. A gardener who looked like Jason Voorhees. She is actually one of the more sane-seeming characters. At least as far as we had worked with her. There's not like a lot of like exposition as to who they are. We've had a lot of every time I run into this thing, it startles me a little bit. All right, let's check the taxidermy room. Taxidermy tiger. That's not just a tiger. Eagle, moose head, bear, a horrid taxidermy dog, crocodile. We have a active creature here. If I recall, that one's like scissors and needles. Shrunken head. So, $50 and some coins. Okay, well, if it's not going to attack us, we're not going to go after it. So there's the taxidermy thing again. Followed us in from the hallway. This one, I believe, is hostile. There it is again. Bizarre door made out of sewn together pieces of skin and leather. Oh, okay. We had seen this door before we got the head last time. Push the head into the hole in the door. Threads erupt from the hole and grasp onto the shrunken head, suturing it to the surface. One eye opens on the shrunken head's desiccated face, and it gasps for air. Wasn't this a Halloween decoration? Feel as though the door wants you to open it. We're making the right decision. Into the leather rooms. A hat made from a patchwork of leather pieces. Clumps of hair line the inside of the hat. I don't know where I got the keys for that, but hey. Okay, more of the taxidermy monsters. Dodge, dodge, dodge. You got a lot of bits on you. Glove with sharp needles for fingertips. All right, we're going to guard for the first round, and then we're going to try to run on subsequent rounds. Wow. Tap danced on Zarya. I mean, to some extent, serves her right for kicking the rat. Club made out of stitched flesh. Boots made out of patchwork of leather pieces. The soles are dotted with what looks like human teeth. Patchwork leather jacket. Hat, boots, gloves, jacket, and then a club to go with it. A lump of wriggly stitched flesh fashioned into a club. 30% chance of counterattacks. Everything's warm, wriggly bits of leather. Max HP and bleed resistance. Wow. This is all good stuff, but I have concerns about using it. Which means we're gonna. Okay, it would lower defense noticeably. Or base defense noticeably. No regrets. Well, definitely regrets imminent, but you know. Can I outmaneuver this thing? Boy, you hit hard. Okay, it's mobile now. Okay. Top is damaged. Oh, wow. He's unraveling. The sprite work in this game, Astral, is amazing. It is very common that they'll have multi-stages to their sprites, as well as different sprites for how far away they are during the battle. Okay, we've got Painful Stab on him. Wow, he is entirely just thread and scissors now. Oh, absolutely, Astral. The pixel art I'm using in the game I've been making is very low res. This is not super high res, but the quality is so good. Okay, I don't like that it just sort of fell apart and left. All right, hand monsters have spread. So you see he's a little distant right now. So Elbows' corpse here moves around. The hand creatures in particular seem like they're coded to progress further into the building as time passes, but it looks like there's a bit of a flaw in that it will do that with their bodies too. Let's check some other places in the second floor. What are you doing? They wanted me to get their laundry, and so this laundry is a key item in that they request that I get it for them, and obtaining it acts as a flag. That causes the Hydra to appear. We're going to save here because Raw beef. Space truckers game. Batteries. Okay, that wasn't its dark room. I suppose it wasn't its dark room. There's the dark room. Back. Locked room. I develop film. Can't go in. I'm doing a big project and it's a mess. Okay. Continues to be kind of disconcerting that you can't get in there. Merchant is dead because we've unleashed Nestor on the building. Bit of an oopsie. No regrets, though. Okay, hand monsters will have spread. It's not worth fighting that one. Stimulants and bandages. Okay, we are going to remember to switch our equipment out here. It's like a lucky charm. We've lowered our defense a lot. Let's keep Montgomery more intact here. Doesn't change her agility, but would increase her luck. Don't have a lot of ballistic attacks coming in. Does this status effects in general? Oh, this was the right one to use. Get another disc. Famine. I think this might be a piece of Nestor. The tentacles are reminiscent, but it's hard to tell. Okay, hits relatively hard. It doesn't have the mouth effect of the tendrils from Nestor. It's still possible. I mean, this is a thing in the restroom, but... it had raw chicken. For you and for you. All right. We're going to focus the critter on the far right. That one, the last time we played, it ruptured open into a mass of hands that swarmed into the landlord's mouth. He booked it. What is this? Okay, no, you can't stop them. So they appear, they swarm up over him. Oh, no worries, Astral. Feel free to ask questions or anything. I don't know if there's a way to protect him during that, because as soon as the one on the right is sufficiently injured, the hands will get him. We are going to do a couple of things here. Okay, I had to try. Elderly man in the wheelchair, your landlord points the antique rifle at you. How do I know you're not one of them? Okay, did you spit him out? Don't change the subject. They tricked me into opening the door. This could be another trick. If you're not one of them, what's my name? You should know my name. Okay, with that, if Papineau isn't there, you have to know his name. In this case, he's telling you. He's Mr. Henderson. That's neat. they did go in and make it so that the presence of different characters has an impact. So you're not one of them after all. Now quit standing there and get me some antibiotics in the bathroom, you dunce. Some of them crawled into my mouth. I'll get some kind of infection. Do I have... So I had disinfectants, but there's no antibiotics as an item. So we grab that, we come back, and all the hand monsters are there, and we can see the outline of the key. Grab the food while we're in here. Notably, the door is gone. This drawer is where it was. Music kicking in. Search the drawer. There's some money. And that door wasn't there when we went down initially. Now, that is what the landlord has become, and he will ask us for ever-increasing amounts of back rent. So we're going to avoid talking to him any more than we have to. Coin collection. His old military uniform. Less defense, but more luck and agility. So we're going to leave that as it is. We have a spare key, so we might as well look. Get a lot of money. Dog tags. So this is the first time that we get a thematic distortion of an area. And there's at least one other that we could point to. The artist's place. So ice, artist, the plant area. You get distortions that are relevant to something in the location. Still owe me $50 in rent. If you look there, that was a very young face for the landlord wearing the helmet. Now the face distorted when I gave him the money. And we really want to avoid fighting these things because they are very high damage opponents. They all have guns. Not all of them are hostile, though. The one to the left is the radio operator, which I think is friendly. I believe that is the radio operator who is friendly. Rummage, rummage. Our goal is to get the red key. Some help scouting locations for secret equipment caches. Can you do that? Take this radio. If you approach a supply cache, I'll send a signal. Use the radio and I'll tell you where it is. Bleep sound. Signal sounds like. If you hear this, it means there's some kind of cache of items nearby. Need initial help locating it, use the radio and I can help you. Careful though, the radio's power is limited. If you contact me for a hint, that will disable it for about 8 hours. So that thing is blocking one of them. Hey there, Lore. So having entered that back through where the guy was, where the landlord was blocking, there are now new doors. We must rummage. Rummage? How you doing, Laura? So now there's a way out. Oops. Unfortunate there, Laura. Unfortunate. But you did anticipate it. Yep. Everybody guards on the first turn, we can avoid some of the main damage, and then we're more likely to escape on the second turn. Beaver sculpture. Money. Oh, the war medal is fun. Empowered by stolen valor, you become immune to panic and fear. If you look, these are all still hand monsters. You have the limbs and arms on these are all spiraled together, but the on the right side, the arms are converted into tubes, which eventually form into a long rifle. Throws a grenade. That is a hand grenade. That is actually the name of the creature, is hand grenade. And I think we have to go deeper. Okay, he said, you owe more rent. The face distorted further. I didn't notice that the first time. Each time we do this, the building changes. Might need to remove those. Have one of Montgomery's super bombs here. Yeah, the advertisements are kind of a hassle. We need to be prepared to just pay him a ton of money to get through this area. I mean, hopefully I won't regret the taxidermy suit, but so far it's fantastic. We can't get there quite yet. Once more. No time. And my monsters are in the building now. Tricky. Okay. They're squishy enough. Stuck. You're not even sure it's a real door. Yep, and this music is specific to this area. There's a lot of different tracks. It's good times. Okay, that is a different opening. I have seen the some of the art of that game, but I've never played it. Sally face. Game cartridge. Wrath Scourge. Still don't have our basement key yet. Ah, okay. Ways blocked with rubble. Last time we played, we couldn't find where to use the sapper charges. But there we go. Landmite. One unfortunate thing in losing the merchant is that the merchant won't refill. But I feel like killing the Nestor consumed merchant was better than leaving him to infect other people. A lot of landmites. I'm now trying to get out so we can get back home. We're gonna have to fight our way through some of them. The jumping attack that the main character can do is was obtained because we essentially had him play through Mario Brothers a lot. You can learn abilities or get bonuses by playing video games, but it consumes time that you could be spending exploring and the like. This one I know has a lot of tricks. A lot of like multi-attacks. Oh, this'll hurt. Definitely be spending some food to recover. That thing is on fire, yes. Let's see, what are the That is the body of the hand monster we beat. It moves up to the 3rd floor eventually. I think that's the first time we've been out far enough that it actually hit the skull, the danger level 1. Rat friend. Making cooing sounds. All tuckered out. Life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, and when life gives you you apocalypse, well, whatever. In spite of it all, you feel pretty good right now. I think that's an effect of high morale. All right. How about... We're going to make some stew. Let's make, like, chili. Stewed beans. Bean stew. There we go. Big slug of HP. We watered it twice and talked to it, so... Could be that the weird light is starting to hurt it, but we'll find out. Is that possible? How can Mr. Henderson's apartment expand like that? We got to briefly see it, but if you go far enough in, there's like a battlefield. Artillery blasts, lots of things moving around. It's like the furthest distortion of his building. Is this about a war zone? I don't understand. Yeah. 12:30. Yeah, we'll have to brush teeth and shower. You can now take the rat child with you in excursions. Oh, we slept in way late now. Looks like one of the merchants. He's been here before this playthrough. He has more items this time, though. If you know the kind of things you're going to face, some of these can be real useful. What's your grip with firearms? Let's buy that for Zarya. That's really what she's good for at the moment. And we'll get the eyeball amulet. Should have a bunch of miscellaneous doodads. keep all of those. I don't know if any of the valuables end up being worth more, you know? Right, Zarya, you're... Okay, proves your ballistics. Okay, good, good. Rat friend, you're coming with us. That's Rat Friend. Okay, they both have to join. Tricky. One rat in a trench coat. We're going to leave the janitor behind because I want a full roster. Yeah, the second cowboy hat. Okay. I think the tie is actually going to be a better thing for him. Look at his sprite. Multi-eyed rat dog thing. Say something about the astronomers the other day. A group of astronomers? Somebody mentioned it to me, but I haven't spoken to anyone but you. Sorry, I must be confused. I don't know why I'm thinking about that of all things. The default behavior in the game is that it only saves when you talk to Sybil. If you're playing on easier, which we are for our second in any subsequent playthroughs, you can save whenever. Rat thing is growing, just don't get too attached to it. It might be a building code violation. Rat friend. Oh, and he always faces the camera. He does not have a left-right sprite. He only has an up-down sprite. So he's real low level right now. We need to have him in the party at the very least when we get back from a long trip. Gonna get this thing out of the way. Testing purposes. Oh, no, that. You just guard. By the way, man at arms. We need to be careful about Rat Thing because we don't want to have a bunch of resources burned up healing it. A lot of the healing items that you can get easily are percentage based, and Rat Thing only has 50 max HP right now. So you get real bad value for that. So we'll just have him defend most of the time. And that last run got us a whole bunch of XP, so. That's the hallway of many, many locked doors. That's the door we want up there. We can't get there from here. That door won't get us there either. Let's see if we can wrap around it with this one. Monsters don't really respawn. Events can happen such that new ones appear, but for the most part, once they're dead forever. There are exceptions. Like that burning hand monster, I think, can come back. There we go. Bleeding heavily. Nice. Main character currently has the needle gloves from the taxidermist room, which gives all of his attacks a chance to bleed. Bleed stacks up to 3 times, becoming increasingly worse. It's a particularly obnoxious damage condition, a status condition, if you need to clear it manually, because it takes 1 bandage per stack. So if you're bleeding a lot, it eats a lot of resources. Ammo crate. What that? Crack it open. Full of pistol bullets. Well, that's nice. I find myself doing that a lot, Astral, regardless of the game. There's our basement key. We don't actually have to do anything else here. Maybe in another playthrough, or maybe later in this one, we'll revisit this room. Or this area, I should say. I don't know how much more there is to it. We might be able to mutate the place again by talking to the guy again, paying him more money. It's not everything is necessary for progression. Tearing into Zarya. If I had another person to join the party, I would swap those two out. Montgomery is valuable. She is not. In general, she's not super useful. Switch some defensive stuff on her. Biker helmet on, and the glasses to offset it. Biker helmet hurts your accuracy, glasses preserve your accuracy. You can grab the landmines before they attack you. There's a brief period where they're arming, where you can grab them. Okay, motorcycle helmet does help there. Zarya's biggest weakness is she can't equip a melee weapon. She can still melee by whacking them with the gun, but it does very little damage, all things considered. There's the counterattack effect of the living club. Memorial. Oh, those are dog tags. Feels like we've been stuck in this place forever. Bit by bit, my sanity's coming back. Not sure why. Kind of wish I was still some mindless thing. Boredom is killing me. So all the things in here mention that some of them mention that they remember being outside the building on the bus, or just outside the building, and now they remember that they've been here for a long period of time, like in this war zone for a long period of time. So we're fully into the kind of the mind-bending aspect of the visitor's effect on the world. And collecting these dog tags to pass the time. They just show up sometimes. I don't know where they're from. Maybe people he knew back then? Where were you before then? Cashier at the hardware store. Yeah. Is this curse a step up or step down, you think? Hard to say, you know. Retail is not fun. Step up. Yeah, on the one hand, I'm stuck in someone else's personal hell. On the other hand, I don't have to smile at rude customers anymore. On the third hand, my sanity holds on by a thread. That one really goes for both, though. Oh no, it's hard to say. We're not going to give him the dog tag. I want to keep that. That's the old man's dog tag. Or the dog tag of somebody the old man knew. He's getting more and more arachnid looking. That's your last payment. We got an achievement. Music stopped. Room is more constrained. Luther Rat's guard there. Rat is called Rat because I named him Rat. You can set his name once he becomes a member of the household. Granola bar. Add a little bit of health back to Rat there. Rat, it's originally Rat was paler furred, but he still had the multiple jaws. And Rat has more than 4 limbs. But when we initially obtained him, it was infant-sized and did not wear clothing. It started wearing clothing, I think, day 2. And by the end of day 1, I think it could do something like, very early human speech. Like it could gibber like a baby, So it's developing very quickly. But again, it feeds off of our blood. Like, that's what keeps it from being hungry. And that costs us HP every time we have to do that. That is offset by wearing the living leather clothes that gives us lots and lots of max HP. Well, we're getting levels. There's that, at least. The old man's wheelchair. Your lease is up, soldier. Time to move out. It's like a mole rat. It's got the little star nose. All right. Oh yeah, lots of eyes, and you see there are like more hands crawling up the front edge of the helmet too. Have your security deposit right here. Ready's explosive rounds. Alright. Rat needs to be healed here. Ooh. Rat is in very bad shape, but I don't have a good way to heal him effectively. All right, we're gonna use it. Oh man, it healed itself a lot. Bleeding heavily. Rat with the custom handgun. We loaded him up with ballistic damage buffs. It's like that squirrel with a gun game. You don't, Astral. You don't know how much health they have. Army jacket, helmet, and ammo crate. And we got an achievement for fighting it. More pistol bullets, I'll take it. It can be. And keep in mind, right now we're playing on easier difficulty. The creatures seem to swing less hard. We did one run on regular difficulty before switching over to the easier one. And while I don't think it's like too hard or anything like that, I don't want to do it for multiple playthroughs, you know? That's right, none of these doors are real. These two hallways are identical, but if I recall, they go to a different spot. Yep. Which reminds me. Army helmet. Protects from crushing, bullet, and stun. Army jacket. Everyone can still see you, but at least you're a little warmer. Camouflage jacket. All right. Gives us the basement key now. We are approaching as far as I got in our first playthrough. We've still got a little bit to go before that, but... burning hand thing. He has a bite attack by default. Causes bleeding. It is resistant to bleeding, though. Bleeding horribly. Set tape. Coat of arms. Suit made from tangled limbs. 50% chance to act twice per turn. That could be worth switching out somebody here. But the defense is real bad. Yeah, that's not worth it. Forgot the shower. Box of Baki, pile of manga, energy drinks, video game console. Here's our Kamen Rider Bugman. Gazes with many eyes. Okay, a sleep effect. Montgomery's ability to spit all of that acid proves really useful in this immediate area. A lot of the things are weak to acid. They're panicking, but the rat has a gun. Anime figure. When Montgomery does his spit attacks, like if he uses it to breathe fire or spit acid, it knocks him out for a bit. Which I don't mind. Monty's not terribly strong. Kids' drawings. A trilby. So the massive burst that he does when you use his spit attacks, generally worth it. I'll put the trench coat on Monty there. Get his defense up further. His defense. Tank top cranks up your offense, but is bad for defense. There are several things like that. Tonic, balm, and bandages. Frying pan. Decent blunt weapon. Don't know if I need to fight the big bug or the one on the counter there. You look across the bottom, there is a little meter that fills whenever we're entering some rooms. Whenever you enter a room for the first time, time passes. And that's the only way that time passes. Water tunnels. Let's check something real quick here. We're heading up to one of my break moments. I think we're gonna stop here for the night, actually. Save. And that'll do it. So we made some progress tonight. For one, we got to the point where Rat could join the party. That was one of the theories, is that if we spared the rat, then it could become a party member. And it has. There is still the concern that Rat wants to drink our blood to stay from being hungry. So hopefully that'll change. We actually cleared the taxidermy room this time. Not that we weren't able to last time, just that we didn't do all the fights because we had reached like maximum attrition by that point. But yeah. Good times. Probably tomorrow we're gonna continue playing BioShock Infinite. We're gonna keep playing that. It was kind of fun. Oh well. That is an interesting thought, Tass, if not feeding him blood would cause him to do something different. We tried feeding him a lot of other food. Like, he went through 3 full meals of food, and it didn't change his hungry status. It'd be interesting to see what happens if you ignore that. But yeah. We will get to some of our coding streams again some point in the future, but we'll see. We'll see exactly when. With all that said, I hope everybody had a good time today. If you like what you saw and would like to see more, remember to like, follow, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. It helps the channel grow. Well, with that, I hope the rest of your day is good, and I'll see you next time.